Okay, so multiplication. Fractions actually do get easier when you start multiplying because you actually don't have to worry about finding a common denominator. You can multiply your denominators by each other, and you can multiply your numerators by each other too. Probably the only tricky thing with it is cross-cancelling, which your teacher will talk more to you about in class, and it was also explained in the previous introduction video. And also simplifying at the end. You still need to simplify, but the actual process of multiplication of fractions is quite simple. So we're going to have a look at 6a, all right? And 6a looks like this. 3/4 times 1/5, okay? Like I said before, we can just do straight across multiplication here. So 3 times 1 is 3, and 4 times 5 is 20. Now, in this instance, that's simplified. We can't simplify that anymore. So that's your answer. All right, so very, very straightforward stuff. If we go on to question 7, in question 7 it says find, and all of a sudden it gives us a fraction and a whole number, and in between it is of. Now, of means times. Always remember that of means times. We're going to have a go at C. So C would look like this. 2/3. Of means times, so we take away the of and we put in a multiplication. And it's times 24. Now when you have a whole number and when you're multiplying a whole number, you just take the whole number and you put it over 1. Okay? Really important that you put it over 1. Okay? Now, from here, once again, like we did before, we can simply do a multiplication. Okay, so if we take it across here like this, I can go 2 times 24 and 3 times 1. Okay, so you know it really is a lot simpler. Okay, so 2 times 24 is obviously 48, and 3 times 1 is 3. Now all we need to do is we need to simplify. So we know that 3, being our denominator, goes in to 48 how many times? So just to find this out, 3 goes into 48, well, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Okay, so it goes in at least 10. All right, and then another 18 or another 18. So 3 goes into 18 6 times. All right, which means that our answer for this is 16. Okay, you don't need to put 16 over 3 or 16 over 1 or anything like that. Because 3 goes into 48 equally 16 times, your answer is just 16. Okay, nothing more than that. Let's have a look at question 9. Okay, so question 9, we'll have a look at A. Alright, so we'll copy it down here. And it is 1 3/5. times 2 1/3. Now this is where it changes a little bit because we're dealing with some whole numbers here. We need to turn our fractions into improper fractions. Okay, so 1 times 5 is 5, plus 3 is 8 over 5. And 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 3. Okay, now we can do our normal multiplication. Alright, so we've got an 8 times 7 and a 5 times 3. Okay, so 8 sevens is 56. 5 times 3 is 15. Alright, now all we do is we take our whole numbers back out of there, and there's 3 of those. Okay, there's 11 left over 15. Alright, we can't simplify that anymore, so that's our final answer. Okay. Question 12. Alright, a problem solving question. To paint one classroom, 2 1/3 litres of paint are required. How many litres of paint are required to paint 5 identical classrooms? Okay, well, we've got 5 times 2 1/3. Alright, so we need to turn our whole number into an improper fraction, so we just put it over 1. Okay, and then we need to obviously turn our mixed number into an improper fraction. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7 over 3. Okay, and now we can do our multiplication. So 5 times 7 is 35. And 1 times 3 is 3. Alright, now we need to obviously simplify our fraction. It's an improper fraction at the moment. So 3 goes into 35 11 times, and there is 2/3 that are left over. So to paint these 5 classrooms, they're going to need 11 and 2/3 litres. Okay,